Good afternoon. It's a brand new week. Thank you for tuning in. This is Market View, the Monday edition. It's the 19th of May, 2025. My name is Lungelele Makakula. This is Market View. Industry leaders, policymakers, and the Alliance for Financial Inclusion have gathered at the Central Bank complex at Eswatini for the 2025 Financial Inclusion Symposium. This is a landmark event aimed at shaping a more inclusive financial future for every Liswati. In his opening address, the governor of the Central Bank of Eswatini stressed that financial inclusion is no longer a luxury but a necessity. He also emphasized the power of data collaboration and innovation as key drivers to extending financial services to even the most undeserved community. The symposium has brought together leading voices from across the financial sector to explore practical solutions and also forge strategic partnerships. Business journalist Nelson Ndlamandla will be speaking to Linda Dlamini, who is the Director of FinTech and Operations at the Central Bank, who will share more on the ongoing symposium. And on our leading story today, the Honourable Minister for Commerce, Industry and Trade, Manxeba Khumalo, has officially launched Eswatini Auto Space. This is a new business, proudly Liswati owned, and it is worth 800,000 emalangeni. Let's go straight to our first story. In a strong show of support for small and medium enterprises, the lifeblood of the economy, the Honourable Minister for Commerce, Industry and Trade, Manxeba Khumalo, has officially launched Eswatini Auto Space. The new business, a proud Liswati-owned venture worth 800,000 emalangeni, opens its doors at the bridge in Babani, promising quality auto parts and job creation.
The Minister for Commerce, Industry and Trade has praised the business for creating jobs, saying it currently employs 5 people and was kick-started with 800,000 malangeni. He revealed that the ministry is intensifying support for small and medium enterprises, working closely with key stakeholders to boost access to finance and unlock digital opportunities.
Ngiyajabula ke kusho ukuthi ematholeni investments kulo msebenzi lo ufake 800,000 emalangeni kuqala nje lo msebenzi. Lokhu kuyinto lenkulu kumuntu loSwati lo dizabalazelayo. Siyajabula ukuthi kule nkampani lena nje bang5 bamfule sebathola umsebenzi lebe bede idolo. Siyakubonga lokhu kithi kukhulu ngoba uma ngaba nabosomabhizinisi ngiyabekisa labangu100 labenta naku lokwento engikhanyile baqale emabhizinisi lamasha baqashe 5 baqashe 10 webantu utawuthi uvule emehlo ukhanzise na 1000 webantu bese baqashiwe.
Kosinathi Khanyile, director of Eswatini Auto Space, says the company is gearing up to launch a 24-hour ordering system. He adds that they have big plans to expand operations and increase employment. Khanyile also vows to remain tax compliant, contributing to national development and driving Eswatini's economic growth.
We're looking even forward to doing a 24-hour system, ordering system, because wafelwa imoto ngale kwa5 impela sewusenkingeni. Sethembe nekokuthi le business litambambisa uhulumende nanalo in terms of umthelo nekuqashwa kwebantu, because sibukete ukuthi lisetha ukhula inombolo lesitawuthi kuqasha tenyuke. Lokho ke kusho ukuthi ukhona lokungumthwalo lesikuphungulako kuhulumende.
The minister further announced that regulations for the Citizen Economic Empowerment Act, designed to lift up small and medium enterprises, will be tabled in Parliament by June this year. For Market View, Nelson Ndlamandla, Inkosi Nzinisa, Mbabane.
The African Export-Import Bank, better known as Afreximbank, has pledged its financial muscle to support Eswatini's development ambitions. Speaking at the recent investment conference, Gainmo Zanamwe, who is the Director of Facilitation and Investment at the bank, said Afreximbank is fully committed and ready to back Eswatini's development projects big or small. This bold commitment signals stronger ties between the bank and the kingdom, promising a brighter, more prosperous future driven by strategic investment.
At Afreximbank, we've actually now established a department, a function that focuses on assisting countries to design policies and instruments to actually attract investment, improve the business environment, and then that will give us the confidence to also go to our partners, our clients who are also investors, to say, let's go to Eswatini. The investment in climate has been improved. If it has not been improved, we will say we will work with Eswatini to actually do the reforms that are necessary. We'll engage with the relevant players to ensure that some of those things that are being asked by local, African, and foreign investors are actually addressed. And we do it as partners. At the end of the day, we want to see Eswatini prosper. We want to actually ensure that that target of 12% growth is achieved. We believe in that at Afreximbank. These are the targets or ambitions that we actually believe in. So we have got a range of instruments that we've put in place to actually address the challenges in terms of investment gap that we have. In the infrastructure, we know the gap is very huge, from 130 to 170 billion. And we heard about some of the key projects that Eswatini is looking at, from the railway projects. We've been following those discussions. Power plant. We've put in place a 2 billion facility to support agriculture. And we really need to work with you. The things we are focusing on include the dam construction, the irrigation equipment, and then you produce products, and you need to add value, process. We don't want to keep on exporting jobs. We actually need to work with smallholder farmers and as well as big farmers to ensure that we produce and we are able to feed ourselves and export. So the initiative is actually called Export Agriculture for Food Security.
Well, and that's it for our business news. After the break, we're joined by business journalist Nelsiwe Ndlangamandla. She's at Eswatini at the Central Bank Complex for the Financial Inclusion Symposium. Stay with us.
Eswatini TV has signed a code of conduct that is enforced by the Eswatini Communications Commission. We are committed to reporting news that is accurate, comment that is fair, and programming that does not amount to hate speech or the description of gratuitous violence or explicit sex. For any complaints of our programming, please contact us on 2411-9600 or email info@eswatinitv.co.za. You can also contact the Eswatini Communications Commission on 2406-7000 or write a letter to ECCOM on PO Box 7811 Mbabane. Email address is info@ecom.org.sz.
Welcome back. You're still watching Market View. Thank you for staying with us. Industry leaders, policymakers, and the Alliance for Financial Inclusion have gathered at the Central Bank Complex at Eswatini for the 2025 Financial Inclusion Symposium, a landmark event aimed at shaping a more inclusive financial future for every Eswati. In his opening address, the governor of the Central Bank of Eswatini stressed that financial inclusion is no longer a luxury but a necessity. He also emphasized the power of data the collaboration and innovation as key drivers to extending financial services to even the most undeserved communities. The symposium has brought together leading voices from across the financial sector to explore practical solutions and forge strategic partnership. Stay with us as we speak to Linda Dlamini, who's the Director of FinTech and Operations at the Central Bank, who will share more on the symposium. Business journalist Nelsiwe Ndlamandla sits down with Linda Dlamini at the Eswatini complex where the financial inclusion is ongoing. Nelly, a very good afternoon. Take us through on what is happening down there.
Good afternoon, Lulu, and to the viewer at home. We are at the Central Bank complex at Eswatini, where the Alliance for Financial Inclusion, as well as the Central Bank, is having a financial inclusion symposium. If we can remember correctly, Eswatini currently stands at 87% in terms of financial inclusion, which is a jump from 25%, 53% rather, in 2011. So we are having Linda Dlamini from the Central Bank of Eswatini, who will explain to us why this symposium is important and why it is important to have every Liswati financially included. Linda, welcome to Market View. Why is this symposium important, especially now?
Thank you. The reason we organize this symposium is to make sure that every one of us in the country, especially all financial industry players, understand their role in the financial inclusion agenda. The reason is that we want to make sure that we work together and we are able to work together, because we have realized that financial inclusion cannot be done by one institution or maybe two institutions. It is every one of us, especially in the financial industry sector. So that is why we are gathered here today. And it is to just be in one room and be able to share ideas and be able to come up with new initiatives that can drive financial inclusion forward in the country.
I'm supposing this is not the first meeting that you've had. We've seen such symposiums before. And what are some of the resolutions that usually come out of such meetings? Are there any regulatory frameworks that have to be changed in order to ensure that all eMaswati are financially included?
Thank you. Okay, usually when you see us coming together, it is one, to make sure that we give input into the national financial inclusion strategy. That strategy acts as our roadmap in Eswatini. So it basically guides our initiatives that are aimed at improving financial inclusion in the country. The strategy also sort of breaks down the responsibilities. So you will find that there are responsibilities for the regulators, responsibilities for the financial industry players. So that is why we have to come together even when we are formulating the strategy, because we all need to have a voice. And then from there, then we are able to, as individual institutions,